Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel GMB SHOW. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Bookies have predicted that Rylan Clark is facing high odds of being sacked from this morning after his comments sparked an influx of Ofcom complaints. The ITV daytime show, which the Essex-born presenter was co-hosting, was hit with 576 Ofcom complaints after he issued a blunt statement on the UK's small boats crisis. Rylan said on Live on Air last week, "This country is built on immigration, legal immigration. A lot of the nurses, the doctors that have saved my mum's life have come over here from other countries. They're living a great life. They're paying into this tax system. They're helping this country thrive. I find it absolutely insane that all these people are risking their lives coming across the channel, and when they get here, it does seem, and I think this is why a lot of Labour voters as well are saying there's something wrong, it feels like, welcome, come on in. That's the narrative we're being fed. Here's the iPad. Here's the NHS in reception of your hotel. Here's 3 meals a day. Here's a games room in the hotel. Have a lovely time, and welcome." He continued, "There are people that have lived here all their lives that are struggling. They're homeless. Let's not even discuss our homeless. There are people living on the streets, veterans, all of this. Let me be honest, everyone's going to have an opinion about this, and you're going to upset someone. Something major needs to be done about this. The money that it's costing us, the amount of people that are in this country that we have no idea who they are, what they've done, what they're capable of, and clearly we see a lot of it in the press at the moment. Not all, but what some are doing to people in this country." Amanda Owen takes horse out for ride while wearing a bikini. He finished off his statement by claiming that if he touched down at Heathrow Airport as a British citizen and left his passport in Spain, he wouldn't be permitted entry, before questioning, "If I arrive on a boat from Calais, I get taken to a 4-star hotel?" The fallout has cast doubt over his future on the long-running daytime program. According to Pundit Arena, while Clark is 4-6 to be let go altogether, 60% implied chance, he is 3-1 to return as a stand-in presenter before the end of 2025 and 2-1 to return at some point in 2026. Joe Lyons, spokesperson for Pundit Arena, said, "Rylan Clark has faced some strong backlash on social media following his comments last week on This Morning, with hundreds of complaints flooding into Ofcom and mounting pressure on ITV to respond. The odds suggest his position is genuinely at risk, with a price of 4-6 implying he's more likely than not to be dropped from the show. That said, Clark remains a popular figure with some viewers, and ITV bosses may opt for a short-term timeout rather than a full dismissal. He's 11-10 to avoid the sack from the show, with a return at some point this year on the cards at 3-1. One of the biggest moves in the market came in Rylan's odds to be made a full-time presenter this year. His price has drifted from 3-1 out to 10-1. Rylan Clark had always been known for his big laugh, dazzling smile, and sharp wit. From reality television to primetime hosting, he had carved out a career that was as colorful as his suits. But behind the glittering exterior, the last few months had been anything but easy for him. It began with whispers in the tabloids that his workload was too much, that he was stretched thin between his radio shows, TV appearances, and hosting duties. Rylan brushed them off, insisting he thrived on the chaos. Yet, as he sat backstage in a quiet dressing room at ITV one evening, his phone buzzed with the headline that made his heart sink. Rylan Clark dealt another blow as Ofcom complaints flooded in. The complaint stemmed from a segment on his latest live show. It was meant to be lighthearted, cheeky fun, Rylan's specialty, but some viewers had taken offense, calling it inappropriate and unprofessional. Within hours, social media was ablaze, with hashtags carrying his name trending for all the wrong reasons. Rylan scrolled through the comments in silence. He wasn't unfamiliar with criticism. After all, he had risen to fame on The X Factor, where people had called him everything from a joke to a sensation. But now, with years of experience behind him, the weight of complaints hit differently.
It wasn't just about him anymore, it was about his team, his producers, and his reputation as one of ITV's most bankable stars. In the days that followed, newspapers painted a picture of a man under siege. Rylan's career on the rocks, one headline speculated. Paparazzi photos captured him leaving his radio show looking unusually subdued, his sunglasses doing little to hide the exhaustion on his face. Fans defended him online, insisting the complaints were exaggerated, but the shadow of Ofcom's involvement lingered. Rylan, however, wasn't ready to give up. Sitting in his kitchen with a steaming mug of tea, he reminded himself of the storms he had already weathered, the tough early days of fame, the heartbreaks, and the constant scrutiny. This, he told himself, was just another hurdle. He called his agent, not with tears or panic, but with a plan. "If they think this is the end of me, they're wrong," he said firmly. "I wanted to address the controversy openly, to meet my critics head-on. I built my career on being unapologetically me, and I'm not about to stop now." That weekend, he went live on his radio show, voice steady, smile genuine. He acknowledged the complaints, but he also reminded his listeners of why they tuned in, for warmth, laughter, and the feeling of connection. Messages of support flooded in within minutes. For Rylan Clark, the Ofcom complaints were a blow, yes, but not a knockout. If anything, they reignited the spark that had made him a household name in the first place. And, as the week closed, the man once again proved what his fans had always known. You can throw shade at Rylan, but you can never dim his light.